Righto, the four-wheel drive podcast. Lucky, it's take two for us here. You're only going to see probably take two as the first take, but there was a first take to this where Jaden, when Jaden stuffs up, he can replace it, which he just told me. Literally
Doesn't give us the option.
Doesn't give us the option.
No.
So when you forget your headphones and you can't hear anything that's going on, well, you keep rolling. When I try and put it on a Scottish accent and don't quite get it right, we keep rolling.
That's it.
It's just not fair.
Well, yeah, I mean, but the difference was that mine was a sponsor mistake.
Yeah, that's true.
Can't keep that in.
There's no driven by.
Yeah.
Well, it is just the four-wheel drive podcast.
It is just a four-wheel
For
drive
now.
podcast. For now.
Which means that you can drive the podcast.
I like when you try and sell it. It's really like, yeah.
Driven by you.
Southern River Van, Let It Ride. Four Drive Podcast on Instagram. More episodes over at BackChat's YouTube. And again, thank you to our patrons. They might be able to see the first take of today.
I reckon we'll give it to them.
Bit of a laugh.
You're on Patreon now.
I am. I need
Not
to chat
as
to you about
your
that.
own Patreon.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
you're supporting us, Duggo?
Yeah.
So he's created a rival Patreon.
I
If you want to
certainly am
support Liam
supporting
Duggan.
you two. No, I'm joking. I'm on there, and I need to talk to you about that. Actually, that's a great reminder.
You don't know how to.
Do this. We'll take that offline.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
really know how to use it.
Well, yeah, I thought that might be the case.
Yeah,
I gave you everything.
Gave you everything.
Thought,
Yeah. Anyway,
That's okay.
We'll chat about it.
Yeah, we'll
but
chat
I am
about
on there, so
You are.
a little bit more.
So-
a little bit more
You'll be interacting with all the patrons.
connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Straight on.
And I don't have the pair of boots. Also, while we're covering some business off,
I
do.
You've got them, but
I
you
have
don't
them.
have
I don't have them here.
Yeah,
gotcha.
That's okay.
All right.
We'll
You're wearing them.
hopefully
I would not be wearing them. They stink.
not game worn. Oh, yeah, they are game worn.
And they stink.
Yes.
Anyway.
You going to put a smelly tree in them for them? Or is
no.
you going to get like game day sweat?
Game day. Yeah, they come as they are.
Authentic.
Well, yeah. James is he's also
is James.
it is James.
Okay.
Not Jaden, not my alternate. Yeah, it is James. He also wants a Troopy shirt, Ronnie.
Oh,
So
James.
I don't know who's in the lead between you two on more sales.
Oh, I didn't even think about wearing mine today.
I thought Ronnie
you
might be
wear?
wearing it, but he's just got a green tee.
Oh, I've got it behind me.
Yeah, he's got it behind.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. No, it will. Yeah, but
I haven't driven the Troopy for a while, so
you haven't.
Hey, I've got to ask you about that. Where is that thing?
it's in the driveway.
I actually thought you might have brought it in today. 'Cause
No.
We chatted about it last time.
No, well, I dropped the Ineos off for service
Oh,
yesterday. It's done 6,200 Ks.
Yep.
And 76 is out there. I'm going to hand that in tomorrow.
Right.
And then I'm going to borrow a 300 series
La-di-da.
and a GR 300 series.
Ooh.
Drive around that for a couple of days until Trav gets back from Sydney.
Oh, is it Trav's?
Yeah, borrowing Trav's. And yeah, because they're putting some struts, some bonnet struts and a few other things into the 76.
Right.
And Troopy is still sitting in the driveway. I'm going to have to do all the bearings because they're all going to be like flat spotted, pitted because it's been sitting there. So serves me right for leaving it there for so long.
Have you ever had the 300 series for more than a drive?
Just one day.
Right. Are you a fan of the 300?
I was never really a fan of the 200 or the 300.
Right.
So it'd be interesting to see if my thoughts change after
Yeah. A few
using
days,
it
isn't
over the weekend and stuff. Yeah.
Quite. The 300s are starting to
There's a lot of them out there
starting
now.
to be a lot more on the road, but yeah, I think they're a nice car.
Yeah, I think they're a nice car, but it's just, I don't know. Just prefer a 70.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
We're going to look at a couple of things today. It's a bit of a different episode. We've got a fella that thinks he has the ultimate four-wheel drive, which is what we covered a little while ago. So I'm excited to see that. We've got some video and some audio on that. We've got a Kia Tasman update, which I think we'll crack into pretty shortly.
Yeah, about that.
And we answer your questions. So this whole episode is almost around the fire pit. We've been getting so many messages, so many
That's good because it's bloody cold.
voice messages. Yeah.
How are you wearing a T-shirt?
Well, I always sweat when I finish this. I don't realise I'm sweating, and then I finish it. I'm like, anyway, sweat.
Nervous, are you?
Yeah, I carry some nerves into these. Yeah, just I want the quality to be there.
I like that.
I want,
No,
the,
that's
I want the
good.
product to be what the people want.
So do we need Rexona, driven by Rexona now?
Yeah, potentially.
Oh.
That actually wouldn't be too bad.
I like alternate options that aren't just full drive things.
Oh, so you're happy to
Mate,
branch out? Jeez, we're going hard at the sponsors today.
love it.
Don't act too desperate, boys.
No, we don't need anyone.
No, we're right.
No,
We're happy just by ourselves.
Yeah,
Driven by Hunt and Brew, it might be good though.
Yeah.
Just sort
that
of,
would be
yeah.
nice. But anyway, we answer the questions of the people all day.
Let's do it.
We
Well,
got some
it's-
really good questions as well.
Ooh,
So there's a lot
woman.
going on here. So we'll have a lot of comparisons between utes, wagons.
haven't
What
really seen
Land
it.
Cruiser would you want? Little car upgrade.
Let's start me.
A few other things.
Oof.
Should
It's
we
gonna
play?
be a good. It's gonna be a really good one.
Should we play the Kia Tasman?
Yeah.
ad? So for a bit of context here on the radar, we're getting into. We've got the Kia Tasman. We also got a little bit excited about that with the ad, the first ad that
Yeah.
we saw.
We were
They-
very excited.
Big
very.
budget.
Sorry. First, we won't be able to play the full ad.
Oh, okay,
But
yeah,
ad off-road test
yeah,
video, right?
Yes.
Is that, would you call it an off-road test?
Well, the context is right. No, I wouldn't.
You
But we'll
give
get
the
to that. We'll
context,
get
'cause
to that. The
you're
context is Kia's
all over it.
releasing a short video series.
Yep.
And this is part of the video series. So it's a 2-minute-ish video of Kia testing their new Kia Tasman in California.
Yeah.
Where is
That's the gist of it. I'll play like 10 seconds of it.
Yeah.
But if you want to see the full thing,
don't say
Okay.
anything about what we don't.
don't say anything yet.
Okay.
I'll play 10 seconds of it and then
See if everyone can pick up.
we'll, yeah. It's just,
There's something. See if you can pick it up. Oh, is this coming up to the best part?
This is the honesty part, though. I reckon. So yeah, I'm sure everyone with a keen ear would have been able to pick up what we were talking about at the start.
Yeah.
we'll,
The question
I
is,
found,
did it sound like a V8 or a V6?
It sounded like it was racing at Bathurst.
It did, didn't it?
Like, that's what just. I mean, I don't think anyone expects the Kia Tasman to be.
Mate, if it sounds like that,
Oh, you'd be off the shelf like that. But it's just. I don't think the expectations on the Kia Tasman are very. Like it's another modern.
yeah. Well,
that-
from that first advert,
Yeah, you just.
it got me excited, and then I watched that, and it's like, wow, this is, and then they're testing it in a country it's not even being released in.
No,
Why not testing it here?
I don't. Jaden knows they didn't think we had the right terrain.
Okay, so
sarcasm.
Oh, I actually thought I was like, please don't have said that because that literally got everything.
No. Sorry, no, I just said Australia must not have the right terrain. Apparently only California can replicate Australian conditions.
I thought that might have been a Kia release.
Alabama.
Or Alabama, yeah. Unbelievable. I mean, seriously.
And you could tell Ware was trying to climb that section there. It was fast forwarded because a car doesn't do that.
Yeah.
If you watch closely on the movement, if you watch it back, it's just it's
sort
got
of
this
skips.
like it's too fast.
I still want the Kia Tasman to go really well. Just don't put a V8 sound over the.
No, don't.
Like it's a 2.2 litre little. What is it? 2.2 litre turbo diesel 4-cylinder.
Yes.
Like it's just don't.
And what was with the guy on the bloody iPad? It looked like he was remote controlling it. You know what I mean? Looked like he was remote. Show the inside of the car. That's like one of the best parts of the car. I thought on the first bit.
Yeah.
Show a real test. What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Excuse the language.
Yeah, I
Seriously.
mean, no, seriously, what the fuck was that? Because it's, oh my God. And then showing it sort of struggle on those sections and then just have a little bit of a text saying,
Now,
hill climb.
yeah.
It's
See,
like,
I like that honesty part. I'll give him that because
Yeah, but
it does struggle and it's like, well, I don't really want to.
yeah, but for
For four-wheel driving, that's not maybe the greatest use. But at least they were honest.
Yeah, but I don't think
Before
the
the
honesty
general
was
public.
intentional.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe. But hey, they were honest.
The general public.
About
I mean, it will make less sense to the general public, if that makes sense, because that they'll be seen as be like, oh, this car. Because every other ad they see, the car's just a hero, it's just winning everything.
Yeah.
And you don't see a little text saying, oh, now we're going to do a little hill climb. They'll show a button going, yep, hill climb. Then we go.
Yeah.
You know, and then cut out all the bloody shit bits.
Yeah.
what is going on?
I'm not sure Kia are hiring us to put together the ad, but we've got some
we're
good
not
ideas.
getting sponsored by them.
No, but we've got
No,
some good
definitely
ideas
not
for
now.
them.
Sponsored by kids.
Is that out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that is out.
I hope
That
the next
is
one's
a
better.
but here's the other funny thing. They did a 30-second teaser of that a week ago.
Oh, really?
right. So they
Oh,
released
that's
it-
what I think I saw.
They released a teaser saying, yeah, we're going to release this off-road video test. And then they released that.
I'm actually not
Well, I
that.
feel let
I'm
down.
not that unhappy with it, apart from the V8 sound.
It's comical.
It's comic.
It's comical. Like that V8 sound. It's
comical.
just that's. Had they not put that in, it would have been like, okay, it was a bit of a.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
but
But then
okay.
put that in, it's like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah,
Yeah, very obviously not the right sound for that car.
No,
I encourage Kia though.
I do not know how you would even get that
put a
sound
V8
out of
in
that car.
Yeah, put a V8 in it. Yeah,
That'd be
great.
cool.
Oh, yeah. Big
Is it-
Hemi.
Is it a diesel?
Yeah, it's a diesel.
Diesel does not sound like that. That was like RPM at like 6,000.
On skating across the dirt tracks too in Alabama. Anyway, I don't want to go too hard with them, but that was just
is-
leaves a bit of an off taste in your
Put
mouth.
it this way, I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah,
If you want
Are
to
you?
laugh on a early morning, that's a good one.
it's a good one.
Yeah.
The other funny thing was they had the car is kitted out in these like indigenous artwork and stuff, right? Which is sick. But
In
they're not
Alabama.
testing it in Australia.
Yeah, yeah.
Kia Tasman in Alabama, it just does not make sense. Guys, what the hell are you doing? Just do it in Australia.
Have we seen any sightings on Australian roads yet
Yes.
of the Kia Tasman?
Didn't we show some few like maybe like 6
They were
episodes ago
here.
the photos where it was all covered
Yeah,
on the road?
I remember that. I just didn't know if they were here, and I,
I
can't
think it was
remember
over
that part.
east.
Okay.
Unless
Could be
they're-
wrong.
Unless yeah, sorry.
Let us know.
Unless they're doing that to draw attention, then it's clever.
Which one, like the ad or
This what we just
this
watched
ad?
there.
Yeah.
Unless they've done that to get people going, what the hell is this?
Well, it's got us talking.
If that's what they've done, then it's clever.
It got us talking, and the first one
one did too.
All the sports people that got us talking.
Yeah, but
That was
you go
a
from
great
the first to the second. It's like two complete different teams that
Yeah.
have made each one. You know, is it the same bloody marketing board? What's going on?
Yeah.
But no one would be upset about you wouldn't be upset about that if they played the actual engine sound. They did it in Australia. That's it.
Those two.
Those two things are
That's
the only
all-
thing that's wrong with the video.
That's all I need to do because, yeah, just that engine sound. I can't get over it.
Yeah, that is a bit odd. Do we like the shape of it?
It's hard to see the shape because of what they put on it.
Yeah, true. You just need to see it in a plain colour.
Yeah, I mean, off the top, no, not really. It's not my favourite, but
Like-
it's not terrible.
Is it sort of like the Jeep Ute? What's that called?
The Gladiator.
Gladiator. It almost like it looks like it's a little bit of a shorter version of that to me.
It can't. Yeah, I kind of see that.
Little
It
bit,
looks
mate.
like that, but without the flares, without the Jeep
Yeah.
look flares.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, I do hope the Kia Tasman goes well. But that ad just didn't quite hit the mark.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to take one for a spin and see how it goes, but yeah, I think I just blew that chance of happening, unless I borrow it from someone.
Kia might not see this at all.
Yeah, they probably won't see it at all, but still.
Yeah. Well, we haven't been too critical. Just a couple of points that we weren't.
No, I'm pretty critical. That was shit. that was the worst. Some of the worst marketing I've seen. Unless they wanted it to be like that to get people to talk about it.
Yeah.
Put a
And
V8
some
sound
of the
on
best
it, it's
marketing.
just-
Yeah, in which
you can't
case, yeah.
lose.
Yeah, they had the best and the worst. I don't understand what's going on.
And now here we are. Doing our on the radar about it. It's perfect.
Well, speaking of things that are the best,
It's like Kia have been in contact with us.
Yeah.
Talk about this.
they haven't. Don't put that thought in people's head. They have not.
They haven't.
They haven't.
Next show, we're all driving a Kia. Kia Tasman. It's the best thing ever.
So
Sounds
good.
like a V8.
Oh, how good's that engine? No
Imagine-
exhaust, straight out of the block.
Imagine watching that. You go down there and you buy one, and then you turn it on. It's like, I don't think the engine's on.
Yeah. All right. Let's get on with it before he says something really bad.
Oh, mate.
Are we going to the ultimate four-wheel drive?
You want to go to the ultimate full drive?
I would love to see it.
This is elite. This is really, really good stuff. So we did the ultimate four-wheel drive a few weeks ago. We said we were going to get that set up.
Yeah.
We're still getting the form set up on the website. It's harder than we thought.
Ah, okay.
It's harder than we thought to get it set up.
It always is. Like making adverts for cars.
It really is. It really is. So we're getting that set up, but in the meantime, Jake has sent in his ultimate four-wheel drive. He's very confident this could be the ultimate four-wheel drive.
Must be a 2.2. Sounds like a V8.
Maybe it's sounds better than what it is.
So I reckon I'll play the message first, and then we'll have a
It's
look
like
at the video.
catfishing, isn't it?
Or-
It is a case of that a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll play the message.
Sorry.
And
Jaden's
while the
still
message
going
is
over
playing, I am still talking. Excuse me. And I'll play the video
So you're playing the message, then the video.
same time.
Gotcha.
Oh, same time.
Ooh, look at that, hey.
G'day, fellas. Jake here. Yeah, we're just listening to your episode about the ultimate four-wheel drive, and just thought I'd chime in and say I reckon, ours is pretty close to it. If not, it'd be 99% there. It's a 05 FTE 79 series. I've had this for about 8 years now. It was my dream rig back in high school. Finally found the one, bought it on the spot, mate, and it's gone through a few changes in that 8 years, but we're about 7-8 months into a lap of Australia with the Misso. And I reckon it's pretty much there. It's got everything that we need. It's got with the steel cab with the 2400 tray, it's got a 1800 canopy on it. So I've got about a little bit of tray space there, which we use for the cooker and that. But it's got like toilet, shower, awning walls, alloy rooftop tent on it. And we can either set it up real big for like a week stay and be real comfortable, or we can just pull into a overnight camp. I set it up in about 30 seconds flat, be drinking beers, shelters. And so it's because it's got the jack off system. Like during the work week, like you can either take it off and just have it as a tray back, and it's actually not bad as a daily. Like it's not heavy. It's pretty good. But when you put the Friday after the boys want to go out to the dam, like you just back in, put the canopy on the ute, and away you go. Everything's in there. Turn the fridge on, rip into boys, and grab some beers and some snags, and away you go. So yeah, boys, I reckon it's pretty much there. Anyway.
And cuts off because it's only a minute 30 limit. So,
It's a leap by Jake.
very
More
good
of
from
that,
you, Jake.
please.
Thank you, mate.
This is going to be hard to argue, this one.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You know what's hard to argue even before you or I or Jaden has an opinion on Jake's car is that it's the ultimate setup for him. So it's like
it is
he
until
what's he gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Okay. Jake, if you have children, that's no longer the ultimate setup.
Oh yeah, but he's living in the moment, mate.
Yeah, I know. No, that is a fantastic setup.
Yeah,
FTE as well. That is
clean
probably
too, like the actual car itself is.
Yeah, it's probably closest to. This would probably be the closest I think that we'll see from people sending in to the ultimate setup, and that's a challenge to anyone else out there considering setting something in. That says a lot, and by saying that he actually does take the canopy off.
Yeah.
And how is that attached? I want a bit more information. Like, how is that sort of tent coming? Oh, it's an awning. Oh, it's just awning walls.
Awning walls.
Interesting.
It is. That's bloody nice. I love that. Yeah. So like kids come along and you don't have any more room, but that.
I like this. Ooh, I like this setup.
I like the whole setup because
This is sweet.
it's
So much space.
The drawers
It's
look
like
really
having-
well utilised.
it's like having a
Look at the bench top.
Is that marble? Jake, mate.
It's got
It won't be marble, it'll be too heavy. Mate.
Yeah.
Nah, it's marble.
Nah, it's marble, mate. It looks like marble.
Yeah, laminate marble.
The car leans to the left a bit, but it's, it's marble.
it's all
worth it.
because of the table. That's without showing his partner sitting inside the enclosed area. You wouldn't really grasp
Yeah.
the setup.
It's-
That bit there tells you how well set up it is.
Yeah.
Because it's out of the elements. To get that, you normally have to get a camper trailer, caravan kind of thing to get all that.
That part, I love that. Oh, pardon me. Got the orange juice from Macca's this morning.
Oh no.
That part on the back of the little bit of tray space for the cooker. How handy is that?
That's really good.
It all just works,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
That's clever.
And I love that it's Jake's. It's Jake's ultimate setup, which
Can you-
is all that matters.
You know what's cool? Is he's only got one pole on the
There's a couple of
for the
poles.
awning. Sorry, he's
There's a
got.
couple.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there's a pole there.
Ah, true. Disregard.
That's probably just to take the weight of the.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so the only way of really saying this isn't the ultimate setup is one, they have kids. Two, if he wants to say he goes down somewhere to camp with everyone, and let's go for a day drive. Oh shit, I got to pack everything up.
Yeah.
Unless he can jack the thing off, and
He's got the stand.
he's got the stand. Why do they call these things jack off campers? It's such a bad
Always
name.
thought about that, yeah.
It's such
I
a bad
don't
name.
like to say it.
Imagine starting a company called Jack Off Campers.
I think they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Jack Off Campers. Would you even accept that?
What would you think about always a happy ending at Jack Off Campus?
That is marketing.
That's good.
That is marketing.
Kia, hit me up.
You could get a
Jack off
That
Kia.
is marketing.
Oh, come on.
No,
Easy
that
fruit.
that cruiser setup, awesome.
Yeah, I do like that.
I like it.
I love how clean the actual car itself is. The colour coded bull bar too to match.
Yeah.
Winch popping out of it.
It's probably, I'd have to say that it's probably the best red cruiser I've seen.
I like yeah, I do like the red.
I like the old shape as well.
Yeah, they are cool.
Yeah.
So that's a 79
Yes.
still, even though it's was it an 05, Jake said? I think you said 05.
Yeah.
So that's still a 79.
maybe.
So when did it go from, what was before that, 75?
75.
75.
When did that change?
Jaden,
Oh, sorry.
you got a laptop?
That's elite. It's just like, think for, yeah, Jaden.
I was wondering why I couldn't hear
Is
you
it
guys. I was
2001
what's
or
going
2?
on? What am I searching?
Nah, it's all good.
That's something I don't want to get wrong.
Yeah. No, it was when they went from 75 to 79.
79. The 75 series only ran from 1984 to 1999. The 75 series tag was applied to all long wheelbase variants, including the pickup cab chassis and troop carrier.
Right.
99? Does that sound right?
98, 99,
Best we've got.
Yeah.
2000.
Anyway, that is close to the ultimate four-wheel drive, I'd say.
That was impressive.
Yeah.
That was impressive. I would love to shoot that for modified.
Oh, there you go,
Ooh,
Jake.
There you go, Jake.
Absolutely love to.
I'll give you Jake's details.
Yeah. If you give me a test drive, might not be coming back.
He's on the big lap, though, so he could be...
Yeah, Ronnie, you've got a family though, so it's not ultimate for you, mate.
I'll squeeze them in somewhere.
Ronnie would figure out a way to make that a legal four-seater. Still fit his 100
There's a
kilo
little
dog
bit
in
of
there
that,
too.
that little tray space on the back where the cooker was. Just chuck a couple seats up.
Safari
Yeah,
chair
just sitting
facing
on the back
backwards.
facing.
I'd actually love that.
Ronnie, are you sure this is safe?
Yeah, this is good. It's good.
You know how like
worry about
tradies utes and that if they've got something overhanging, they've got to put the flag on it.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
the girls' feet have got flags on it.
Don't extend your arm more than that because then you're outside the limitation.
Keep
Oh,
hands
that's
and
good.
feet inside the vehicle at all times.
Just get a pilot vehicle, should be right.
Oh,
Very
mate.
good. Righto. Are we going to our big main around the fire pit topic now? Are we throwing out the questions, the voice messages?
Yeah, you want to go
So
jump in?
might have to.
You got something?
before we go too far, how many Ks had he done on it? Did he say?
How many Ks has Jake done?
Yeah.
Give me 2 minutes. Can you guys stall?
Yeah, I can stall.
Alright, keep stalling.
We could talk about the Kia Tasman again.
I'll probably stall because I don't have a manual license.
That's a good one.
Hey,
Are you going to call Jake or something?
do you know Travis Duggan? So I'm just looking at. I'm on the 4Drive Instagram. I'm
Do
just
I know
looking
Travis
at,
Duggan? No.
Some bloke called Travis Duggan 4Drive.
Oh, no, I don't. Probably a legend.
Yeah, probably. Looks like it.
Travis.
Right.
Cousin.
Could be the long lost cousin. Maybe.
You got a few cousins out there, mate.
I've got a lot of cousins. I've got a lot of cousins.
You got, how many cousins you got?
I got 30 on dad's side.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of cousins.
Yeah.
Wow.
30, just over 30 first cousins on dad's side. Yeah.
Gee whiz. I've got a few cousins. Not that many, but none of them are on this continent.
Yeah, true.
Right. Sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
Quick stall.
He hasn't sent. I haven't got anything on what the original question was. Whatever you guys asked.
Do you remember what
The
what he
kilometres?
asked?
Completely forgot.
The kilometres.
I was going to say, because you're
Sorry.
looking at me. I didn't ask the question.
I haven't got anything on
Who's that guy?
Sorry, no, but he's got a little 3-door Suzuki Jimny for a weekend warrior like tour around whenever he's just going for a little weekender.
Who Jake does.
Jake does. So
Oh,
he
right.
reckons it's the best thing ever. Back seats fold flush, boxy shape. You can fit heaps in. Did a 2-week back-to-back basics trip to Moreton Island with absolutely bugger all gear. One of the best trips they've ever done.
So there you go. I rest my case. It's not the ultimate setup.
What's that? I was laughing, sorry.
What?
I was like, I was listening to it and I was going to correct Jaden for saying something wrong with it. I let it go, but it was just got funnier and funnier in my head.
I missed it.
He said, I believe you mean Moreton Island.
Yeah, Moreton Island.
He said Moreton.
Oh,
I don't know why that's so funny, but
Why are you laughing so hard?
I don't know.
Moreton.
I don't
I
know.
didn't hear him say
Yeah, I
that.
said Moreton. I was just
It's just
slow
like,
morning.
yeah, it is.
It is early morning, you know. Like when I was driving in, I saw a bloody milk dude delivering the milk, or sort of baker delivering the bread. You know, the service station wasn't even on.
Moreton Island was just waking up.
Yeah. That's just a sign of your
The first barge over to Moreton.
I'm cutting
Sorry,
all that out,
Jaden.
by the way.
Sorry, yeah, that's that funny.
Jaden's mouth is just waking up.
I was like, I thought of Lauren. She always tells me, like, if she says something wrong and I like correct her straight away, she's like, why do you have to, like, you know what I mean? Why do you have to do that? So she's in my head telling me, don't say anything, don't say anything. And then I just lost my shit
I
laughing.
would have probably deserved a correction there, mate. So you could have absolutely corrected.
So is Jake from Queensland is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, he must be from Queensland.
Yeah. I feel like he had a Queensland accent.
Do you know where they should take the Kia Tasman?
Don't say it.
No, you know it.
Moreton
Moreton Island. Why not test drive in Tasmania?
That's a good point. Right near the Tasman.
Yeah, Kia Tasman.
Oh my god,
Oh, Jesus.
that was a good one.
And I'm just picturing in like the rainforest there, and it's got like all these, what do you call them again? I was about to call them fawny devils.
Oh, the Tasmanian
Tasmanian devils.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Fawny devil.
What are those devils called in Tasmania?
Shit. This is, you know how I spoke at the start that I get a bit nervous about quality?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sweating bullets
Yeah,
now.
You might as well give up now.
I know. Oh, it's a wrap.
Oh, far out. Okay, I reckon I'll post that video that I've put up on Jake's Ultimate 4-wheel drive there.
Yep.
I'll put that up on Instagram. So if you're listening to this and you have no idea what we're talking about because you can't picture it in your head, I'll put it up on Instagram. Go check it out over there, or go to YouTube where it'll be on the TV behind the boys.
Or wait for Ronnie to get it on modified.
Yeah, or wait for Ronnie to get it on modified. Don't wait that long. It'll be,
No.
we'll wait a while.
You've got to go all the way to Moreton.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the new island discovered. Is it next to Moreton Island?
Oh, that was funny. Well done, Jaden.
Oh,
Thanks for being a good sport.
good work holding that in, mate.
I didn't.
All right, okay, let's go.
Righto.
Let's go. First one in for Around the Fire Pit, Tom Baldwin. Where can you take a 2020 Hilux and where doesn't it go well?
Moreton Island.
It's just going to be it.
All right,
It's just going to be a thing.
You can take a Hilux anywhere. Like you honestly can take
Was
a
yours
Hilux
2020?
anywhere. Yeah, it was actually.
Was it 2020?
It was the last of the. No, it was the first of the new tuned.
Right.
So that they altered the power on them. That's when the 2.8 became better than the V8.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
So yeah, you can take that thing anywhere. There's not much that's going to stop it, really.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get a bit too crazy on some of the real rough stuff where you're actually taking it up a track just for the thrill of it, that's where you'll likely damage it, but it'll still go.
Yep.
Yeah, you could take them anyway. You just got to pick the right line.
Yep.
Great, there you go, Tom. Hope that answers it. Daniel, can you guys do a comparison between a ute and a wagon in terms of camp/touring instead of a hardcore four-wheel drive scenario? E.g., Ronnie's 76 versus Duggo's Ranger.
Yeah.
You boys want to have a little chat about utes versus wagons? Duggo,
So-
you obviously want to get rid of the Ranger.
Do I?
When it comes down to camping with either, if it's in winter, honestly, either one is not going to make too much difference. It's more in a dusty environment. So in a dusty environment, you don't have to worry about anything with a wagon as long as you have good seals. Just shut the doors, off you go. You get to camp, you open the doors, you give it dust on your hand from opening the door, that's it. Wipe it on your sleeve, everything inside is clean. With a ute, on the other hand, and you'll be able to relate to this one, everything is fucking dusty.
Yep. Yep. It's probably the biggest one is just you're protected from the weather and the dust and with the wagon. But I would say the ute, I don't know, it still works.
It definitely
still works.
Definitely
if
you can bring
get
more
past
stuff.
that. Yeah. Yeah. And you don't have to be as gentle with
Yes.
you're not going to damage anything inside the car or any carpets or any windows or
Yep.
So I do love that aspect of camping from a Ranger
And
or
bringing
a ute.
gear as well. You don't have to stack it exactly. Like with a wagon, you got to play a good game of Tetris.
Yeah.
With a ute, you just got to be a baggage handler.
Yeah.
You just throw shit in. You can store longer chairs easier. So the problems I have when I put stuff in my wagon are long chairs. Chairs in the long bags. What else? So anything long is a bit of a pain
It's
in the
got to go
ass.
to the roof.
Yeah, it's got to go on the roof or the back seat. But then if you've got kids in the back, then that's not an option. So yeah, on the roof. So with a wagon, you have to have a roof rack, I
Yeah,
reckon.
absolutely. I would
With
say
a ute, you can get away with it.
Yep.
Not having it.
I would say kitting knock to that. I would love to kit out a wagon rear setup just to have a go at that because I reckon there's some really cool options that you can get. Or you could think of something really cool to have an awesome camp setup.
You mean like how the kitchen?
Yeah, just
all that?
whatever. Yeah, I'm looking for words. It's a bit early, but that excites me. Like setting a wagon up, for camping and for touring. Whereas with my ute, it's just like I've got a few of those. What do you call them? The T-track things.
The Douglas track, the
What was
ring
it?
pulls.
Yeah, them.
Yeah.
I've put a few of those in, and all I've got to do is whatever's heavy and just strap them down to that.
Yeah.
So there's no real design. I like the design part of
Okay.
what setting up a 76 or a 200 series would be.
You're renovating a house right now.
Yeah, it's not that.
You want to renovate the back of a wagon.
I want to renovate the back of a wagon.
How would this wagon look? What's your first thing? You going to go to drawers?
If I was setting up for like touring, yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
specifically for touring.
But I would
you
set
go to
up,
drawers.
I would only like a low profile sort of drawer, like not the full cover the whole, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So you got your permanent stuff in
Because
the
I
drawer.
just I love those front runner boxes too much.
Okay. You love the versatility of having boxes you can just change and put
Yeah.
stuff into. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. Okay. I'm on board with that.
Yeah, but with a ute, it is easy because it's just like it's all going to go in there.
Yeah. you
Just find a spot where it fits, and
Pretty much.
yeah,
The only thing is though, when you get to camp, you've got it all, but now you've got to. Where's this? Where's that?
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
And you go through more water because you're constantly washing your hands.
yeah.
However,
That's the big. See, I
bring gloves.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good tip. I'd never really thought of that.
So at like Bunnings or even Super Cheap Autos or even BCF, no, maybe not so much BCF, you can get these mechanics gloves
Yeah,
and they're good. They last ages, man. You get like a whole box of them and they're so good. Just I always chuck them on when I'm using wire at camp because then I'm not going to go because you need so much water and soap to get that stuff off your hands.
it'd be handy to bring gloves when you're sponsored by Jack Off Campers.
Handy. Handy. Nice.
I didn't even mean that
Saw
one.
that one, mate.
I was just.
No, I'm here. I see it.
Oh, did we call it Jack Off Campers before? What was it?
Yeah, Jack off campers. Yeah, happy endings.
Wear gloves. There you go, Daniel.
I actually don't know if we'll be able to release this podcast.
Mate, Jack Off Campers. Everyone knows it's called that.
Yeah. Big meet up at Moreton Island.
Yeah. Everyone's got their. Everyone. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, we got
Next one, Deco Carter. G'day legends. Looking to upgrade the family car and I'm after something with ideally 5 to 7 seats as I have 3 kids and need extra room. Leaning towards a Prado at the moment, but should I get a 2020 to 23 model with low kilometres or do I go for a new model that's coming out? Or what other cars would you suggest? Only do a couple of major trips a year.
How many children?
3 kids.
Oof, okay, 3 kids. 3 kids. If you do go to latest Prado, be aware that your fuel tank is smaller because the wheel is under. There's no wheel in the back on the new Prado.
No option for that either.
No.
Oh, okay.
So you would need. I had this conversation with Harry last week, and he pointed out some things because I was asking him like, when you upgrade this, would you go to new Prado or would you go something else? He's kind of leaning towards 300 or the Ineos
Ah, right.
after he took it for an off-road drive. Story for another time.
Okay.
But yeah, look, the Prado. Ooh, I would probably look without knowing really and not test driving the new Prado that's not in Australia yet. I would probably stick with the current one, the latest of the latest that you can get, because then it's it's the most refined version. You're coming out of a Prado already, yeah? Yes. So you kind of know the configuration. It kind of makes sense, I reckon. That's what I would do. Yeah. Having that wheel underneath the other vehicle. I mean, if range isn't the thing, shit, maybe that is a good option because the tailgate opens different on the new one. It's like a...
Oh, righto.
So it's not like...
Just the one big
big
barn door sort of thing.
Yeah. As far as... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it opens like the 200. Jaden will check you now.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Hopefully it doesn't open like that.
would we recommend a 300 series to? I know they're a little bit more money. Have they got the 7 seats?
Look, if... Yeah. Not in the... I
Not
think
in
the
the-
GXL
yeah.
and the VX, but
Right.
not the GR. Yeah, look, the 300 would have more space,
Yeah.
be a better towing vehicle. So
You're going to pay.
three
You're
kids.
paying more.
You know what? Yeah. You're paying more, but you're also going to get your money back.
Yeah.
So actually, yeah, that's a good point bringing it up. I'd Yeah, I'll lean towards the 300.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know what that comes with.
Yeah. The other one, I sat in a couple of patrols yesterday, Y62s.
Yeah.
Geez, they're comfy.
They are. They're like, I class them as like interior limo. Like.
Yeah. And they've got the extra seats in the back. Big heavy V8 petrol. So I don't know if that's where Deco wants to go, but
Yeah.
pretty nice. And they're cheaper than a 300 series, more expensive than a Prado.
But they'll be more expensive to run.
Yeah, yes, definitely. And you would probably drive them. You'd want to hear the that Kia Tasman sound in it. But you would drive it a little bit silly, I reckon.
Yeah, you want a bit of that Tasman sound. You want a bit of that Tasmanian devil roaring, right? I like that.
You heard a Tasmanian devil sound?
Yeah, it sounds pretty bad.
Oh.
Just like Tasman.
I actually think the Kia Tasman would, in real life, sound better than a Tasmanian devil.
Probably the same note. Yeah, maybe the 300 then they're just a lot of money. A lot of money.
They are, but
Well,
So is
you could
Prado.
also
if
go.
he's in
so's
a
Prado.
Prado and he's looking at a Prado, then I think he's more of a Toyota.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's in a Prado, but he said he was looking at the 2020 to 2023 model of Prado. So you could also go that option instead of the 300.
And the other one I'm going to throw up there is, as a Ford man, is the Ford Everest. He's only doing a couple of trips a year. You've got the 7 seats. You're still paying quite a bit for these at the moment, but you're not going to the Prado spec level. Definitely not going to a 300 level.
What are the back seats like?
You're not going to have the same space as a 300, I wouldn't have thought, or probably even it'd be similar to a Prado, I would have thought. But I don't know much about the back seats. Sort of, I'm not into the back seats. But
Okay, because I kind of see an Everest is like rivaling the Fortuner, not the Prado. So the Prado's like in its middle league. So you got like your Land Cruiser up here, then you got your Prado, and then you got your
See, I'd put Everest like,
yeah.
Well, it's a 6-cylinder engine, 3 litre. Like it's got a little bit more pull than the 2.8 litre 4-cylinder Toyotas. I know they're a heavier.
Got drag race coming up in Moreton Island.
I actually wouldn't mind saying it, but they're a bit heavier to shift.
Yeah.
And that's why the engine's a little bit bigger. But
The
Have you
space
been
in
in a
them looks
Fortuner?
good.
I haven't driven a Fortuner.
Have you been in one?
No. Oh, sorry, I have been in one, but like,
Do you reckon it's smaller
From here to the coffee shop.
than an Everest?
it'd be pretty similar. I feel like they're a lot more basic though.
They are.
Like
they
you get a lot.
Well,
You get a fair bit in the Ford.
they're basically like a Hilux.
Yeah.
But they're like a wagon.
Yeah.
But isn't Everest like a Ranger, but just a wagon?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
there you
they're
go. I rest my case.
no. Yes. Yes. The Ranger and Everest are a nicer vehicle, I would say, for sitting in.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Point made.
So if you're only doing a couple of trips a year, for all the luxuries you get in a Ford, as opposed to your, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Maybe the Everest does compete a little bit more with the Prado than what they're given to be.
I think the Fortuner's kind of off the radar, to be honest.
Yeah. The one bloke I know that has one just sold it, so
Okay.
now I don't know anyone with a Fortuner.
I think the problem. See, this is what Toyota need to do. Here's another marketing. Here's a marketing tip for Toyota.
Here we go.
Okay.
Bet you it's not going to be the same as Kia's marketing tips that Ronnie was
Well,
giving.
this is an easy one. Easy fix. You have the Fortuner, you have the Prado, you have the Land Cruiser.
Yep.
Now, you also have the Kluger.
Yeah.
Kluger's a full drive.
Kluger.
Has all the bells and whistles inside it, but it's not a full drive. So
That would be more popular than the Fortuner for sure.
well, people often look at that or the Prado.
Yeah. Yep.
So where does the Fortuner sit? It's kind of like it gets portrayed as your, in the Toyota world, poor person's car. It's like a poverty pack car.
Yeah, right.
But it's not. It's just classed wrong. It's like a Hilux. So the Fortuner should be called the Forerunner. If you call the Fortuner a Forerunner, you're going to sell a lot more cars.
Yeah,
because the
get
word
that.
Forerunner.
That, yeah. Yeah, I actually agree with you.
Does it sound like a better car now?
Yes,
Calling it the Forerunner?
it does.
Yeah. Or even the Hilux Surf.
Yeah,
the Hilux Surf.
the Hilux Surf's cool too. That's iconic.
Yeah. There you go.
Nice. I like that from you.
There we go. Maybe I should get into marketing.
Get him on the marketing team.
I like how your brain's working there, Ronnie.
Get him on.
So we've got the Toyota 4Runner.
So should I? Yeah.
4Runner.
Yeah. It should be the Forerunner. And the new Fortuner that's coming out, I'm hoping they call that a Forerunner. They got to, because I'm pretty sure it's going to look the same as the Forerunner.
Yeah, okay.
That's in.
I think they're,
If it
I've
had-
heard a lot of talk that they're releasing the Forerunner for Australian
Yeah.
market.
If it had the like similar shape to what they get over there too, like it would be,
Yeah,
it'd
well,
be
it
a
should
popular
be.
car. I would have
Yeah.
thought more than what the Fortuner is anyway.
The 25 Forerunner looks really good.
Yeah.
We've
then
covered that.
what does that do to the new Prado?
Oh, I won't do anything because
Okay.
the Prado's more like your luxury,
Yeah. Okay.
and that's where it kind of stands. And then you've got like the Forerunner.
Yep.
You don't think people that are buying the Prado might just be like, oh, Forerunner's sick. I'm going to get that
Oh,
instead. It's cheaper and it's got everything that I want in it.
You might get some, but
You don't think it'll affect it too much?
nah, there'll be a lot of people that are like Prado. You know,
Yep.
it's a pretty strong name cemented. You know, it's like the Prado is this. The thing is, the Forerunner will just have what the Fortuner has. So it won't have, you know, it's a bit like Sony releasing a camera. They'll release the flagship camera, which will have everything on it, but there's a couple of things it doesn't have. And then they'll bring out a lesser version that has those things that one doesn't have, but then this one doesn't have all the other things that has. And you're like, shit, now I've got to get one of each. You know?
Yeah.
It's
Must
so
be
they,
nice.
they ensure the sale of each item. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I think you explained that well in another time to me.
That was probably not the best way I explained that one, but
I understood it though.
Because you have a Kluger, you got a Fortuner, you got a Prado, you got a 300 series. How do you market them separate? Because if you give one of them too much, everyone's going to go for that. They're not going to go for the others.
Yeah. Be interesting to see what numbers they actually are making. Like, what are they manufacturing?
Yeah.
300 versus Prado versus Fortuner. Hilux would be probably still leading the charge, but
Yeah, there's more 300 sold than there are Fortuners at the moment.
yeah, I would pick that.
But I'm
yeah.
not sure about the Klugers. I reckon that sale will be pretty high. I see them everywhere.
Yeah. Yep. Righto. There you go. Take what you
My
want from
boy's
that.
got a mate who's gotten a new to him secondhand D-Max. It's got a 2-inch Dobinsons and 33-inch Kumo MTs. He's pretty petrified about going off-road due to one particular YouTube channel seeming to overglorify breakdowns and damages to things like CV boots, axle housings, wheels, bodywork, etc., you name it. I'd just like an input from all three of you, so Duggo, Jaden, and yourself, Ronnie, if you lads can confirm just how infrequent those breakages are, and maybe getting over the first-time nerves and just sending it and having fun. The other lads and I try to tell him, but he just won't seem to believe us, and now his nice little D-Max is a overglorified grocery getter. Cheers, boys. Hope to see you at the Brizzy Expo in 2025.
Interesting. Okay.
He doesn't want to ruin the pride and joy.
So
I can understand it.
with any full drive, if you drive it gently and you're not driving it to smash it, you're not driving it. I don't want to mention other channels in some lights, but there are some other channels that they do the most challenging stuff that they can, because that's how they get their attention and views and all that stuff, and they will break a lot of things. And then you've got me on the other hand, who will talk about you can break this, break that, break that. So you got like two ends of the scale here. And if you read too much into my stuff saying you can break this and you can break that, or you watch other people break stuff by doing stuff, that can definitely make some people very worried
disheartened a
about
bit.
about heading out and driving, and they don't want to break anything. The reality is it's in the middle somewhere, depending on how you drive. Now, if you drive like an idiot and you drive it hard, then you're going to be up here. And it's pretty easy to do that sometimes because you've got mates who got their cameras out filming, you've got mates egging you on, you've got mates saying, no, you should try this line. You know, don't be a pussy, just do it. And then you're like, yeah, I'll do it. Or don't be a chicken, you know, the Marty McFly thing. And that's generally how these things happen. If you do something you're not comfortable with, that's when these things happen. If you're doing something that you're gradually building yourself up to, you'll be totally fine. Just get out there. You're not going to break anything.
Especially if you've got like the tyres already on the car, you've got the 2-inch Dobinsons.
Yeah,
you've got things set up for to prevent some of these breakages happening.
Yep.
And especially if you're with all the crew, you've got help, which
definitely
that should fill you with a lot of confidence. Jaden and I spending time with you, Ronnie, like the amount of confidence that I gain just from being with you, it's like either you spotting me or you being there to, if something goes wrong, know what to do. It's like that's how you learn too. Like that's how I felt confident that if I do make a mistake here, I learned the right way to fix it.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly the best way to do it, because you put yourself into a situation where like this is the point where I'm not sure of, and then you've got someone spotting you or you've got someone assuring you that nothing's going to happen, just keep going. Yeah. That is the best way. And the other thing I'd like to say is you have a 2-inch Dobinson lift on your vehicle. Well, that's going to be better than the exact same car with a 3-inch Dobinson lift, because the CVs in your car being 2 inches are still at a good angle. It takes a lot to actually snap a CV. The ways you snap a CV is if you're in full lock, you got your lockers in, if you have lockers that is, and you're trying to move a car that's actually stuck some other way. It's not traction that's a problem. You're held up by something, but your wheels have got traction and you're trying to force the car to move. That's when things go wrong. Or, for example, you're going up a hill way too hard and you've got the accelerator flat to the floor because you're either panicking or you just want to try and jump the car a little bit. Those wheels are spinning on the front. As soon as they contact the ground, they get shock loaded because they stop real quick. Those are ways you break stuff. As long as you drive sensibly, and it's very easy to drive sensibly, but it's also easy to drive unsensibly. So it's just gradually get yourself out there. Don't be worried about it. The only thing you should really be worried about is pinstriping your car. It's like a Band-Aid. You rip it off and it's done. Yeah. So go and pinstripe the car and then...
and then you're away.
Then it's done. Yeah, that's probably my best way of just trying to get someone out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said. Couldn't agree more. Get out there, mate.
Hey guys, I'm thinking about a Troopy, and I'm having a hard time choosing between a brand new 2.8 or a sort of kind of almost brand new V8. So in New South Wales, it looks like I can get a few different V8s with 10,000 kilometers or less for, optimistically, maybe $90,000. And I'm guessing that a brand new 2.8 will come in right around that mark as well. So pretty much the same price, no bells and whistles. This is just plain old Troopy, nothing on it, nothing to it. And I guess the thing I'm most interested in is resale value over 10 years and a cost to own these two vehicles over 10 years, which obviously ties into reliability concerns, which we don't know for the 2.8 necessarily, but I'm curious about your thoughts. Which would you choose? I guess the really only thing about me that's super relevant is that I have a very, very strong preference for manual transmissions, but I also don't really give any shits about the V8. So I like the 2.8 because it seems like fuel efficiency is a good thing, but I like manual transmissions and I'm not really sure about all the other stuff. So yeah, thanks a lot. Please help me choose. Cheers.
Okay, to make this even harder for you to choose, there is a 2.8 coming out with a manual. Isn't that right, Jaden?
Correct. Is that in the Troopy as well?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I'd say it'd be across the board because it'd be such a simple thing to do. For what do you do?
I feel like that makes it easier for him. 2.8 litre Troopy manual done.
Yeah. To answer the question of we don't know the reliability of a 2.8. Well, the 2.8's been around for quite some time and has had, I think, more refinement than the V8 has had. When I first brought the V8s out, they were burning a bit of oil at the beginning, and that was sorted out from 2007. By 2010, that was no longer an issue. And I don't think until 2016 they upgraded the injectors, they put a DPF on, they did a few tweaks to the V8 then. But there's not much difference in my X 2013 I had or my 2015 compared to other people's V8s from 2016 onwards. There's not much difference on them. They all run very similar, all burning the same fuel. Yes, the gearbox is upgraded in that because it's got like taller gears, but it doesn't save any fuel. Take Torben's car, for instance. He was convinced it saved him fuel to begin with, but it actually burns the same amount of fuel as the previous. So that you can't do anything to a V8 to make it more fuel efficient. Anyone tells you otherwise, they're full of shit. So when it comes to what you are going to choose, I'm not going to make a choice for you because it's an expensive thing. If I had to make the choice, I don't know, like, depends on the choice. If I was going to choose one to drive and keep, I would go the Auto 2.8. If I wanted one to sell later on and not do anything to, it'll be the V8 manual because they're not making them anymore. So, but that'll be stored in the shed somewhere on wheel stands. And then started up every 2 weeks. That's what I'll be doing if it was me. In your sake, it sounds like you want to keep something for 10 years. This is going to be your forever car. So those are your three options now. You got 2.8 with a manual coming. You got the 2.8 with the auto. The 2.8's been around for quite some time. They've ironed out the issue with the DPFs early on, where the Hiluxes were smoking a lot. The big class action that Toyota had to go through. That's all sorted out. That's all ironed out, and they've refined the 2.8 even more with the water-cooled the system that's in it now, and the new towing system. If you're going to tow, I would also say that the 2.8, the way they've set it up, it's just with the auto. It has to be with the auto to get a vehicle that tows better than the V8 manual. That the whole profile of how that car drives is in that automatic gearbox. I don't know how it's going to drive with a manual, so that'll be the interesting thing. But on paper, it's the 2.8 has more torque, similar power. The V8 does have a flatter torque curve, and it starts earlier. So if you want something just for slugging heavy stuff around on a farm, the V8 manual will be the go. So it depends on what you're going to use it for. Yeah.
The only thing I'm going to add is I'm interested to see, and this is not an answer, more of just a statement. I'm interested to see how the 2.8 litre over 10 years holds its value. We don't know yet because it hasn't in the 70 series. It's only been around very, very briefly. So I'm interested. It would, Matt said that his biggest thing was the resale value of the car. And we know the V8 has done a really good job. The V8 is now discontinued. Will that work in its favour even more for resale value because it's basically a collector's item, especially 10 years down the track? That's 9 years after they stopped producing them. And the 2.8 litre, we're not sure of yet in the 70 series if that holds its value like the V8 70 series has.
Yeah.
That's the question.
Those are some valid points. And there are some other factors that may inflict this as well, and that could be like the emissions thing, right?
That was yes.
Yeah.
You could go all day on where that's going to take it.
Yeah. So let's say we get to a point where we're introduced with a whole bunch of like electric cars and Australia just doesn't want them, right? So what happens to the minority of the diesel owners who like to have the V8s or even the 2.8 and want to go out back and come back and, I reckon they're going to have to pay like some kind of, they'll put some kind of stupid tax in there. It's kind of going to be like, before cigarettes and then now, that they cost so much, right? Mm. And that's to get people to stop.
Yep. Yeah.
So I think diesel is going to be looked at as like cigarettes in future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I can't believe we used to drive those things around, sooting around.
Yep.
That's what it's going to come down to one day. So I think maybe it could be a bit costly.
It could, definitely. I think for the running for running costs, you're taking more of a risk on the V8.
Yeah.
Over the next 10-year span.
Yeah.
But who
knows?
It could, I can see it being. I'm going to take a punt and say the V8 will still hold a great value in 10 years' time because
there's just so many of them though. That's the only.
There is. You're right.
Unless, of course, though, you get from the newest shape batch, that V8. There's not many of.
Yes. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Yep.
But it's going to take a long time to filter those out, whereas all the older shapes, they're going to slowly filter out. So maybe it could be the 2007 pristine condition, the one that burns a litre per 100,000 Ks, the older version. Yeah. That could be the one that's like, hey, that's the first V8.
There'll be some, there'll be one of them will be a gold nugget. But, we really need to get Chris in about this 2.8 litre Troopy, don't we?
Oh, yeah. What way? You're the one you walked past the other day?
Yeah, I know. Sorry, Chris, I didn't come in and say g'day, but I know where you live.
Yeah. Oh, that just got creepy.
I might get myself a Troopy in the next couple of days.
Visit Chris. Hey, mate.
So what is on the new car radar for you?
No, I can't get started.
It's too much.
Would it be the V8 Kia Tasman?
Oh, if it was in a V8 for sure.
You sure it was a V8, not a V10 or V12 or something?
Well, whatever it was, if you just put a V8 in a modern dual cab ute, normal shape, normal size, you'd have a taker.
We're not in them days anymore.
It's getting anyway.
Sad, isn't it?
Oh well, probably missed out on that. I'm probably a bit young for the good. Didn't get to experience the good old days.
Well,
I can buy the good old days. You can buy them. You can buy them back, but anyway.
No.
Don't get me started on new cars, please. Just give the people a week off.
Just 1 week, surely.
1 week where don't need me carry on.
Want.
Although I did mention before I was sitting in patrols yesterday. Literally was sitting in patrols yesterday.
Who's patrol?
At the car yard.
There you go. You didn't get your week off, people.
Met Gabrielle at Nissan.
This week, it's a patrol.
Yeah. Gabriel, yeah.
Did you say you're at the car yard and I just missed that?
No, I don't think I did.
Oh, good.
I don't think I did.
Who knows?
G'day, fellas. Love the podcast. Quick question for Jaden. Mate, I've listened to all the episodes now. You're up to like episode 53 or something like that. Mate, you've still not told us a story about what happened at Whiteman Park. Cheers, fellas. Keep up the good work.
Yes.
Who was that?
Yes.
Who is that? Stephen. Stephen or Stephen. Sorry, mate. I don't know. Yeah. I never will, so I'm lucky.
No, come on.
Nah, I gotta say it.
It'll happen one day. Didn't I? I've told you guys already.
Tell us again.
Haven't I?
Tell us. Oh, we know what happened, but not everyone does.
Oh, I've had enough on this podcast already, mate. I'll save it for the next one, maybe.
Oh, the standard squeeze still has water in it. Can I have it, please?
Does it actually?
Yeah.
You're not going to tell us the story.
Tell us the story. Come on.
Stop putting it in your Bruce. Just drinking from that, please.
I'll be all right.
I don't want to watch this again.
Oh, this is disgusting. All right, I'll tell it while Ronnie's doing his thing. So, far out. Me and a few mates were at Whiteman Park with the dogs, going for a walk, and we got a bit lost. And I was following my mate. We had to do a U-turn on this thing, so I went off road. literally just off road.
Yeah.
Went into the sand on the side and was going fine. My mate stopped in front of me, so I stopped, and then I just couldn't move out. But this was on like, you know, I didn't let just 40 psi, no anything, just bogged.
I'm pretty sure everyone who goes to Whiteman Park are on 40 psi.
Yeah.
No, it was pretty high tire pressures.
No one drops their tyre pressures to go in the Whiteman Park.
I don't know, mate. I've heard that a few people do now.
Did you have to? What did you go down to?
No, I didn't drop them at all. I just put max tracks under it and was out. So
What was your mate driving?
Falcon.
Oh,
He was driving a patrol.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I love that.
No need to say what he was saying.
So for people that don't know where Whiteman Park is, that aren't from Perth,
There's no need to give context.
it's just like
It's just a normal park.
It's like on the outskirts of the suburbs almost. It's just like
it's in the Swan Valley.
Swan Valley. It's like a really nice sort of bushland park where it's like big open spaces, plenty of scrub around, and it is quite sandy, like out there. But it's like
Yeah, but it's tarmac the whole way.
Tarmac the whole way.
Yeah,
and like when
I
you're
said,
talking
I didn't
about
get
going
bogged
off
on the
road,
tarmac. I got bogged on the
basically though. It's basically tarmac.
Yeah, it's not basically tarmac.
It's near on impossible to be bogged out there.
Well, not impossible because I did it.
No, but it's near on.
Well,
It's near on.
good to be known for
Like,
something.
different if you're getting bogged on Moreton, but like at Waterman.
Yeah. Moreton Island.
Yeah, look, it's not my best moment.
No,
and
actually,
it's not my best moment either.
Let's put it out there. If there are any Perth listeners, if you've been bogged in Whiteman Park, just let us know to help.
Yeah, or if you've seen me bogged in Wagon Park,
Joe past.
going back to test it a few times.
Did anyone offer to help? I would have loved to have been driving through Whiteman Park that day and saw you.
Mate.
Hey, mate, need a hand?
Yeah. I would have been taking photos.
Some cars stopped and I just it was so off it. So salty that day.
It's unfortunate.
It wasn't good. Because I could see like literally 2 meters to my side tarmac. It's fucking right there.
As you're shoveling sand, you're standing on the bitumen.
Seriously. Fucking standing on bitumen, shoveling sand. And just, it was not a good moment for me.
No,
Thanks for that, Stephen. Stephen.
We've all had those moments.
Have we?
I had that one on Esperance where they'd literally an hour before told me it's impossible to get bogged on there. It's like a highway. Next minute, my car's swimming.
Yeah, but I think that's a little bit better than Whiteman Park.
Yeah, I was on a
It's
beach.
literally your local park, mate.
Yeah, walking the dogs. Down I go.
Yeah.
That's very good.
It's kind of like someone trying to cross the medium strip. I've pulled a few people out in that situation.
Like the big ones on the
bottoming
freeway or something.
Yeah, like we got like the 2 dual carriageways and people want to go, I want to go the other way.
Yeah. You've helped people out of them.
Yeah.
Have you?
Well, I had a guy work for me once and his missus got bogged on a medium strip and she was a bit distressed when she rang him at work and I said, I'll go and get her. So I drove, just pulled her out. There's been a few people actually.
Wow.
There was these other 2 guys. I reckon they might have been on some of the illegal stuff. Pulled these guys out. I was like, how do you even end up there? So pulled them out, and once I released the recovery gear, they just drove off.
Really?
Yeah.
Nothing.
After flagging me down for help, like I nearly ran him over.
Yeah, right.
You know, I was like, okay, fine.
Wow.
Yeah. You get that.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
I don't know, that
Should
was-
repay you someday down the track, mate.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully not with a bag of illegal stuff though.
No. Puts you at risk.
Yeah. Nah.
Lads, Dan here from New South Wales. Duggos. I've got to say, I went to say everyone's name, Ronnie, Jaden, Duggos, and then I always kept thinking, who's this Liam dude that I'd never really hear talk often? Maybe he's the camera dude. And sorry, Duggos, I didn't realise that was your first name, mate. I don't really watch AFL. I'm an NRL guy from New South Wales. But besides the point, there's 3 of you. We can add like this 4th if you like. If you can do an ultimate persona. But hey, I'll get to it. I've been loving the ultimate touring setup. Me personally, there's nothing that beats an empty car. Just me. I just personally love driving around an empty car. It's cool having stuff when you go away, but I've got a large dog, use a car daily, so it's just easier having an empty boot space, and I just pack the million things in the back when I trips and just deal with the chaos. But one thing that does annoy me is the bulkiness of stuff. You do see all these hiking brands that make stuff that folds down, it's lighter, takes up less space. Gimmicky, good. Man, like I just don't want to buy the same thing twice. Like I go away every now and again. But yeah, is the lightweight packable stuff cool or not? Stick with the big bulky.
Dan.
Yeah, mate.
Liam?
Liam. What do you think, mate? What do you think?
It's funny because some
I'll
people
get Liam in. Liam!
Yeah, some people. Where was I? Actually, so Jamie Cripps, one of my teammates, like we get along really well. We're at his place all the time, and him and Liv have two young boys, and Reef, the eldest one, he didn't know my name was Liam, so he just calls me Duggo. He's only 3, and he's like, we sort of ask him like, oh, where's Liam, and he'd just be like, who? Same thing. And then he'd be like, where's Duggo? Oh, he's there. It's just like he had no idea that my name was Liam either. It's funny. So you're not alone, Dan.
Well, I mean, in fairness, everyone calls you Duggo.
Yeah, someone on radio the other week, last week actually, Zave called me Liam, and we both, Michelle, the other host, and I were like, Liam.
Did you feel like you were in trouble?
Yeah, it's like Liam. Call me Liam.
Liam.
So all of a sudden, I felt like I was in a press conference.
You know Zave pretty well as well.
I know. It was weird. He said Liam, and I was like, hang on a second.
So none of the journos will refer to as Duggo, or?
Some do. Yeah, some do. The ones that you know a little bit better, but I've known X for 10 years, and he just decided to call me Liam for the first time last week. So anyway, I don't get Liam a lot.
All right, Liam. Well, let's tackle this.
That
this
feels
question.
weird. That feels really.
What's that,
weird.
Liam?
No, stop.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
Liam? Liam, we've got a podcast to do, mate.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, Dan.
All right. Sorry, Duggo.
Liam.
What was his question?
What do you
the
think about
lightweight
packable
stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like it, but I also think that you'll get annoyed by it when you constantly have to do all the folding and the twisting and like to get it as small as they are.
Yeah,
you know.
But I think where he was going with this was you've got the hiking gear, and yes, it is annoying as shit. But for a hiker, it's the only way, right? And they kind of got more time. They're out there, you know. They don't have a whole bunch of stuff packed away. That's what they use. So that's quite important to them. They will see it as, I've got this with me, otherwise I wouldn't have it with me. So that's a complete different way of looking at it. But was it Dan, was it?
Yep.
Yeah. What I think Dan is saying is, why don't we have more of this stuff in like vehicle camping? And what we got is like bulky stuff. It's because no one really innovates things. It's so expensive to do it. So what a lot of people do now is they'll find out, they'll be like, oh, that's a great awning. Where does he get that made? Or that's a great battery or whatever. And then they'll go to China and they'll go, oh, I see the boxes from that company are here, so I'm going to get mine from here and we'll just change it a little bit. And that's because it just costs too much to come up with your own stuff.
Yep.
Because you come up with your own stuff and then another person sees and goes, ooh, I want to do that too. Where's he getting that made? Bang, there it goes. You can do all the copyright shit you want. People are still going to... And unfortunately, I feel that is what's kind of, you know, done this thing where we don't have a lot of compact stuff in the vehicle camping scene. And it'll be great to see more of it. There are some companies doing stuff, but you're paying for it. And that's because you're paying for what they've had to pay themselves to get this product developed. Otherwise, they would just go under. And that's just the nature of the beast. And I would like to see a lot more of that stuff. So maybe maybe the Australian government should do like some more like grants to people, you know, like innovation stuff, you know. And I think you can get it. It's just you got to know how to get it. So then moving on to the empty car, I totally agree. Having an empty car is
You're a
awesome.
big fan of that at the moment.
Yep. You know, I went away on the weekend, took the family and the dog. We could have taken the Troopy, but we decided, you know what, let's just bring 2 empty cars. It was only an hour out of Perth. So we went to our mate's farm and we just brought 2 cars.
Yeah.
And it was just easier to pack it all. We could have done it with a Troopy, but we just did it with 2 cars. So instead of a Troopy, we went the X-Trail and a 76.
Yeah, right.
Dog in the X-Trail, did a lot of farts. I wasn't driving it, so I was happy.
Thank God. Ronnie in the 76, a lot of farts.
No.
No, the lots, the lightweight stuff, I reckon is cool. There's so much out there too that you can, like you say, there's probably
Yeah, the lightweight stuff is cool, but
Yeah.
it does, like what I'm with Jaden on that one, it gets
Yeah.
so finicky, man.
yeah. But I suppose if you're only going away not that often, I think Dan's mentioned that it was, you know, every now and then. Maybe it's,
Deal with the chaos.
Yeah, deal with the chaos.
Like deal with the chaos, and it will. I don't know. You can bring a bigger esky.
Yeah.
You know.
Look, for some people, dealing with chaos is just not an option. You know, if you're just a little bit OCD, you cannot deal with chaos.
Yeah.
And I know when people are a little bit OCD because they can't deal with my chaos.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know where I sit with that, but I like the thought of an empty car.
It's you just throw in what you want.
Yeah.
The only bad thing is you do forget things sometimes. So having like what you talked about before, setting up the tourer, everything is in it.
Yeah.
Right? You just throw some bulky stuff in, off you go. But with a complete clean slate, you have to make sure you have everything that you need. But you just put what you need in. You don't have all the extra stuff you never use.
Yeah. Dan said he loves the ultimate setups, doesn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's a good timing actually for Jake's stuff
Yeah,
earlier.
it is.
For
We're going to have to
Dan.
get one for next week. I know there's been a few that people have sent in.
Yeah,
Or a
cool.
couple. Hopefully we'll have the form up by the time this is released. So go to backchatstudios.com.au/podcast and send them in, please.
I reckon we should also give people another option of they have a clean slate. Tell us what you want to build. We'll give you some ideas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Got the new car.
Tell us how you're going to build the ultimate four-wheel drive setup.
Yeah, or let us build your ultimate four-wheel drive.
Okay. I see what
With
you're
that,
saying.
with
I see what you're
words,
saying.
Yeah,
not
words,
with money.
Probably don't put the drill in my hand to help you put together those drawers. But
You can make the car faster. Speed holes.
Oh, God.
Hey boys, quickly love the podcast and everything you guys have done for, I guess, a lot of new full drivers like me starting out. I got a question and a suggestion today. I bought an RC Colorado last year that came factory with auto locking hubs, but the one here, the previous owners put manual locking hubs on. I assume they had something to do with caravanning based on the rest of the vehicle set up. Is there any reason why I would want to go back to auto locking hubs, or any reason why someone who has auto locking hubs would want to switch to the manual ones? Or is it just purely preference? And my suggestion as well is that me and I assume a lot of other listeners will listen to this while they're driving or in the car somewhere where they can't use their phones. And you guys obviously talk, will use a lot. Sometimes you use a lot of photos in your podcast that, I guess watchers can see, especially now that you got your ultimate rig setup that you might be doing. Is there anything you could do that at the end of your podcast, you put a little, I guess, collection of photos up on Instagram? So when I get to work or something, I can just have a flick through all the photos you use and go, see what you guys were talking about. Anyway, thanks for the podcast, guys. And yeah, can't wait to hear back from you guys.
What did he just say, Duggo?
Did you just type that.
No, I'm talking to Jaden on here because I was just wondering what sort of time we were at.
Oh,
Then he thanked me.
Then I thanked him.
Thanks.
Thanks, Morn.
no, that was. What do you think about that, Joan? Putting stuff on the IG. Not everyone has the IG to see the stuff.
Yeah, look, I think it's a good idea. But yeah, not everyone has it, but I think we put most of the stuff up on the YouTube.
Now that you mention that,
play that we look at, we kind of have been recently putting up. But yeah, can definitely throw them up on.
I
Instagram
apologise to Matt because I was actually just trying to figure out where we were time wise. What was the crux of the message? Sorry, I do apologise to Matt. I was just trying to figure out where we were and realised I gave Jaden a zinger on there. So I lost with that. I lost what Matt was saying. What was that?
No, he was saying that he'll listen to it in the car, so you can't really use the phone.
Yep, gotcha.
So when he gets to work, he can then, or gets home, he can then look.
At what?
At a link
what we were just
to see what we're talking about.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. And when he was saying that, I was thinking we probably weren't the most descriptive of that car today because the images were there.
Of Jake's car.
Yeah.
And that's why I was saying I'll put that up on Instagram, the video and stuff, and you'll have a better understanding of what we're talking about. But you can also go check out you can also go check out Jake's Instagram.
Yep. So the question was
Jake's touring life.
He had a question just before.
Sorry, Matt. I've stuffed it up there.
No, it was just there. Matt, what was the question? He was asking about the auto locking hubs. Yes. So.
Oh yeah, from the previous.
Yeah.
So
that part.
the previous owner was probably frustrated like I am with the auto setting on those hubs.
Was this last week we chatted about this? Yeah.
So I think an episode before I was diving into a bit more detail, but I'll just do it briefly here. I will change mine out when the opportunity comes back to manual, because the auto function, there's potential of shock loading your vehicle if you shift into 4x4 on the fly. So if you're going from two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive, in the auto mode, because there's no drive to the front, auto will only engage when there's drive to the front. So you have to be stationary to put it into four-wheel drive. But often people like myself, we're on a gravel road, we're like, oh shit, I'm still in two-wheel drive, let's go to four-wheel drive. As long as you're between 0 and 80 kilometers per hour, it's safe to just grab the lever and go dunk into four-wheel drive, because the front is already up to speed. The only thing that's not up to speed is the drive shaft, the front one. And because both ends are up to speed, the drive shaft just goes, yep, cool, boom, goes in. In auto, the front is not driving, so the diff in the front is not moving. The drive shaft is not moving. So if you then, on the fly, go into four-wheel drive, all of a sudden the whole front end of the vehicle needs to catch up, and that's where things go wrong. So that's when you just shock load the whole front of the system. Something is definitely going to inflict some kind of really harsh wear, or perhaps just snap. So that's why people would change it. Also, if you're reversing a caravan, like you mentioned, you can then activate low range and have your front unlocked, and you can slowly reverse, which used to be my favourite use of the free-wheeling hubs on the front.
Reversing caravans?
Trailers, just reversing trailers, or even driving slowly or reversing up a driveway. Like a really steep driveway, and you got a really heavy 79 series with a canopy, when I used to have that.
No, I don't know that feeling. But
okay, well, that's when I would actually go into low range and then reverse it up. Now, you can do it in four-wheel drive, but then when you stop the car, you could actually have the whole system just bound up, sitting there, for however long you leave the car for.
Jeez, that's pretty nice.
Also, auto hubs, you go forward, they'll engage after a quarter turn or something. They need to sense something, but as soon as you stop, they disengage, and then when you reverse, the same thing. So it's just, I don't know why they put it in. Well, actually, I think I know why. So a couple of decades ago, there were two German tourists. They, I think this is part of the reason why they've put this in. They went to Lake Argyle, and something happened. They swapped the books over when they signed in, right? Because normally you sign in, and if you haven't heard from someone for a certain time, you'll go down and check on them. But the people who normally signed that in, which were the caretakers or the owners, they weren't there that day. Their son was there. He couldn't find a book. He grabbed another book. And these two Germans came in. They signed the book. They were driving a Troopy. I believe it was a Troopy. They went down to Lake Argyle. The son's parents came home, and they were like, the son left, and they were like, oh, well, why is this book here? So they swapped the books around. And they obviously checked, and there's no one there, in the other book. And these German tourists, they got bogged. They couldn't figure out how to put it in full drive. So they were putting a lever in the full drive, but they had freewheeling hubs. Had they had auto hubs, they would have had four-wheel drive, regardless, right? And they would have been able to get out of sand too. They should have lowered the tyres, but not everyone knows that. What happened was days went past, it was really hot. She was a marathon runner. He wasn't. They decided to try and walk back. It's a long walk. He gave up, went back. She kept going. He died on the way back. She died on the way up. And there was a water tank next to the Troopy where they were bogged. And it was all because they couldn't get it into full drive. So that could be a reason why they put that in, because it's just people can always get full drive then.
Wow.
Anyway.
Jeez.
There you go. That's hectic.
I don't know
That's
how to
sad.
react to that.
Yeah, that is a sad story.
Yeah, it's terrible.
How long ago was that?
Maybe 20 years?
Yeah, right.
Maybe less, actually. Yeah.
Well,
can't really end on that, can we?
Well, yeah, we were going to, but...
Oh, we got no more questions.
How long you reckon we've been going?
I don't know, 2 hours?
It's not a bad shout.
Yeah,
It's close.
30 minutes off, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Maybe go one more then.
I'm just judging by the daylight out here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, go one more. We can't end on that. And if you're coming
Hey
from
boys, how you going? Just calling from the East Coast. Just trying to figure out if you guys, maybe Ronnie might know something about, I'm not sure, if you know anything about underbonnet lithium or cranking battery lithiums. My battery in my Hilux is about to be replaced, and I've been looking at underbonnet lithiums. Just wondering if you guys know much about it. Ronnie, I know Harry was running them. I'm not sure if he still is. But yeah, any insight, boys, would be a massive help. And keep doing what you're doing. Doing an awesome job, boys.
Thank you very much. I think we might have answered your question last week.
Yeah, we did do lithium a bit, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware that Harry's got lithium under the bonnet. I didn't know that, and he hasn't mentioned anything about it. We tend to talk about things that are new and going on, so I'm not sure if he still has it or not. Interesting question. Look, without going into it too much, because we talked about it last week, I personally wouldn't be up for it yet. I want to see someone else test it first.
That's what you're for.
Yeah, look, I would test it around town, but I ain't taking a car out to the desert with a lithium battery under the bonnet as my cranking. I just wouldn't do that yet.
Fair enough.
I would stick with a normal crank battery. We know that work. Lithium for auxiliary, 100%. Just not under the bonnet.
It's gaining some. Obviously, there's a lot of interest in it though.
It's a bit of traction.
Keeps coming across our desk.
Yeah, it does.
Lithium under the bonnet.
It does, but there's also something else going on at the moment in the world with a salt battery. And this salt battery is said to be better than lithium. So that will be something I would feel safer with having it underneath the bonnet. But let's see what happens. Technology changes all the time, and lithium has come a long way. So, look, I don't doubt that it'll be a point where, stick it under the bonnet, but you still hear about Teslas burning. You still hear about, all these cheap batteries going around out there in the e-scooters and stuff. They don't really help my trust, if you know what I mean. And I would hate to see someone put a lithium under the bonnet and for that to happen when you could have just got away with a lead acid battery. I mean, what major difference is it really going to make? Like, if it works with the acid battery, why not stick with that?
Yep.
Don't fix it if it's not broken.
Yep. Fair point.
Very cool. All right.
That's a nice way to finish.
That's a good way to finish.
Yeah.
It's a good way to finish.
Okay.
Well,
I've got another story. No.
Story about lithium, actually.
Yeah.
All right, well done, boys. I like that episode. Are you playing the tune already? We were down. Just want to just debrief just quickly.
Come on, mate.
He wants to debrief.
Just
No, I just wanted to say I liked that style of episode where it was sort of, a little bit at the start and then jump into the questions because we have so many, we can never cover them in around the fire pit. Otherwise, we be here for years.
Yeah.
definitely.
Which is great.
It doesn't feel like we're rushing the fire pit.
Normally
it feels like I'm like trying to get it over.
Yeah.
It would be nice though to get some questions from the people from Moreton Island. That'd be very nice.
All right, Ronnie.
That's a good one. That was one of my favourite things in our whole time together. That was elite. I love it. All right. You can play the music.
No, I don't want to anymore.
No, play the music.
No, we can't end on that.
No, we're done. Play the music. Righto, Southern River Band, Let It Ride, see us out. The Four Drive Podcast on Instagram, all the episodes over at BackChat's YouTube. Patrons, thank you for your support. Hang around. We're going to have a quick chat to you guys now. Yeah.
And if you travel to Wagon Park, lock your hubs.
Yeah. Lower your tyres.